Hello again. So today we're talking about actions, how to manifest with our actions. And we've talked about our thoughts, our words, our feelings, and today is the actions. And by us aligning all four of these, right? So you can change something by taking one and aligning all of those things to line up with the outcome that you most desire. Actions is the last step for that. Okay, so when I talk about actions, and the funny thing is, I was thinking before I did this, I've given you actions to do every week. So you've already been taking action, right? Action is sitting down with a journal and talking about what your life's going to be like when you have the perfect job or the perfect relationship where your child is healed and you're healed and, right, the world's feeling awesome, right? You're actually taking action. Pen to paper, thoughts, all of those things are coming together in that moment. So how do we take action in a positive way? We've been talking about the job, and we can use the job for sure. So if I find the thing, I guess what we've used is, I'm not liking my job. So now that I've got some momentum, I'm using my thoughts about, job's not so bad. There are things I really like about the job, right? Those are the thoughts. What are the words? This isn't a job forever. It's helping me learn some more things before I move forward into my next job. And then your feelings is, I think what I did was I took you into a future, what the perfect job is. What does it feel like, right? And that's fine. That's totally fine. As long as you feel better around that, that's going to change. That changes the vibration. Every time you make yourself feel better, that changes the vibration. The most important part of this is feeling better. And I want to clarify that though, because this has been misunderstood with some clients before. So to feel, what is feeling better equate to? Sometimes people think feeling better is to form an attachment to something, but that's really self-sabotage. Okay, so there's a difference. Somebody thought they were being nice to themselves because they sat down and played video games for 4 hours, right? Well, what really happens is it keeps you from doing what you should be doing, right? Or what we tell ourselves we should be doing or could be doing, and that makes us feel bad. So actually taking 4 hours out of our day to play video games when we know there are other things that we feel like we're being bad and not following through on, that's a good example of self-sabotage or avoiding something and doing something else. We may think we're being nice to ourselves by giving ourselves a break, but really not. And those are all actions, by the way. Those are all actions. They all speak very loudly. But the important part of that is that you feel good. So if you're you're in a reward mode and you feel deserving, and I'm not suggesting we start doing that, but this is a different example of how the vibration is going to be higher if you do it. So if you're in that mode, playing video games is like, it's a reward. It feels good. I did what I have to do, clean slate. I don't have to worry about that. It's a whole different ballgame. So getting back to the action. So these are all actions that we're talking about. If we're not feeling good in our job, if there are people that we're having an issue with, if there's like a boss that you're not feeling so good about, whatever those things are, take an action to show that you feel differently. Even if you don't feel differently, compliment a coworker who you struggle with. Maybe they don't know you struggle. Compliment them, right? Open things up, because as soon as you compliment, you shift something. Same thing with a boss. Compliment your boss. If you feel like they have an ego that has to be stroked, or you feel this tension with them, take the the high road, if you will, and extend something. That's taking an action. Let's see, taking action also. Let's talk about abundance, right? For those of us who might not feel like we have enough money and we can't afford this and we can't afford that. By you taking more money and leaving it as a tip at a restaurant, by you taking your money and giving it to a charity that you've never given to before, or just add more to the charity you're giving, right? Giving back in those ways, you know, perhaps purchasing something you've been putting off for a really long time because you're afraid if you do, you won't have money. If you actually make the purchase, and I'm not suggesting we go and we blow our life savings, but it could be a small purchase, right? But we haven't felt like we've deserved it or we have enough money, whatever that is. By actually doing that action, we tell the universe we are now deserving, or we now have more, because we're showing the universe that we're taking action in that way, because we have an expectation that what we do will be rewarded. What we do, what we put out, comes back to us. So these are actions. Starting to do things that are good for ourselves, you know, really good for ourselves, starting to take ourselves out in nature and be active and reach out to people and be grateful and think of those things. Those are all actions. And yet they're actions, but they're also thoughts, and they could be words, and they're definitely all feelings. So much of the way we feel every day, and I did talk about this last week, how important feelings are. Much of the way we feel every day comes down to the way we look at things, our perspective, and what we tell ourselves. And I've shown you over the last several weeks how we actually can be in charge of this, a lot more so. So I am really hoping that this will give you some momentum towards being more, you know, intentional with your life and what it is that you desire. And I'm hoping that it really has empowered you to be able to take action and to know that you can change things that are going on for you. So I've enjoyed this immensely, really, because this one is near and dear to my heart. And I, of course, would, as usual, I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to hear if you've had some good experience with some of the things that I've offered you as far as tools, or even an experience from you is always really valuable to me. So thank you for this time. Have a great week, and I will see you guys really soon. Take care.